In order to achieve sustainable economic growth, Japan also needs to establish a more open, free business environment and enhance its international competitiveness as a free trade and investment nation. But Japan is now lagging behind the other major economies, stepping up efforts to expand their network of free trade agreements. The value of Japan's trade with its EPA partner continues. The partner countries only accounts for 16% of the Japan's total trade, significantly lower than South Korea's corresponding rate, which is 36%. This gap represents the fact that while South Korea has already entered into FTAs with its major trade partners such as the United States and the EU, Japan is falling behind in the effort to undertake free trade initiatives with its major trade partners, China, the US, and the EU. It is one of the most pressing issues for Japan to expand the EPA with ASEAN to include the entire Asia and the Pacific region. And the TPP will be a particularly important step in the process. Participating in TPP would help strengthen the relationship with the US, Japan's major trade partner, and also provide a foundation for a broad regional economic partnership under the Fta free trade area of Asia Pacific. In addition, it will have a positive effect on the effort to realize FTA among Japan, China, and South Korea, and the economic integration agreement with EU. At the APEC Economic Leaders meeting last November, the leaders agreed to pursue the FTA as a comprehensive free trade agreement by building on ongoing regional undertakings such as ASEAN Plus 3, ASEAN Plus 6, and TPP. And among these undertakings, the TPP is the only one where negotiations have already started. It is absolutely imperative for Japan to participate in TPP negotiations before the windows of opportunities closes. It is significant and encouraging that in the cabinet decision, Basic Policy on Comprehensive Economic Partnership published last November, the government declared that Japan will start consultations with TPP member countries. Japan should join the negotiations immediately, get actively involved in the rule-making process, and call for incorporating in the TPP appropriate border measures that take account of particular circumstances surrounding Japan. If it fails to participate in the negotiations, Japan will be placed at a significant disadvantage in the competition with the US and the other economies in the Asia-Pacific area. And if Japan should join the TPP after negotiations are completed, there will be no chance of obtaining favorable terms in the area vital to the national interests such as agriculture, and Japan will have no choice but to accept the rules that do not consider Japan's circumstances. Participating in TPP does not necessarily mean we would be required to remove all tariffs immediately. It is certainly possible to negotiate exceptions to the requirement as well as the phased reduction of tariffs over a certain period of time. Therefore, it is also all the more important for Japan to join the negotiations as soon as possible and take the initiatives in rule-making process. The government has started in the basic policy on comprehensive economic partnership in order to promote high-level economic partnerships by participating in the TPP and other regional undertakings, and to achieve the vision of opening the country and creating a new future. Japan needs to implement fundamental domestic reforms to increase its industrial competitiveness in global market. In particular, our agriculture industry needs substantial structural reform to enhance competitiveness. In the basic policy on comprehensive economic partnership, the government says agriculture is the field most likely to be affected by trade liberalization, and considering Japan's aging farming agriculture population, the difficulty the farmers have in finding people to take over their farms when they are ready to retire, and the low rate of profit, there is a risk that sustainable agriculture will not be possible in the future. And the government says it is imperative to institute bold policies that will realize the full potentials of Japan's agriculture, for example, by improving the competitiveness and exploring new demand overseas. We generally have the same concern over the future of the agriculture industry. Currently, around 60% of the agricultural workers in Japan are over 65 years old, and it has increasingly become difficult for the agricultural workers to find successors. In addition, the area of abundant farmland has reached approximately around 400,000 hectares, or approximately 1 million acres. This is roughly equal to 10% of the arable land in the country. Japan's food production is in a serious condition and at the risk of collapse. It is now imperative to attract more new entrants to our agriculture industry and develop a more diverse farming population, while also taking action to protect high-quality farmland. It is also essential to enhance competitiveness by seeking the economies of scale. Rice is a staple food for the Japanese people, and rice farming is the mainstay of the Japan's agriculture industry. But the effort to increase the scale of operation has not progressed in rice farming as much as in the vegetable farming and livestock breeding. Japan's average rice farmer only manages a rice field of less than 1 hectare, or less than around 2.5 acres. Considering small farmlands, increasing the scale of operations and improving productivity are absolutely necessary to strengthen Japan's agriculture industry. Japan's total agriculture output currently stands at only 8.5 trillion yen, and that should be expanded. In order to increase the value added of Japan's agriculture industry, the farming community and business community should strengthen their cooperation in a wide range of fields, including production, processing, distribution, as well as marketing and sales. It is also important to expand the export of Japan's high-quality farm produce and processed food products, which enjoy high reputation abroad. Among these areas, there are many where companies can make significant contributions. We can will provide extensive support to strengthen Japan's agriculture industry and making it a growth industry. And we strongly hope that the government will show strong leadership in this issue, and the headquarters to promote the revival of food, agriculture, forestry, and fishery industry. The newly created cabinet task force headed by Prime Minister Kan, and will formulate effective reform measures. Now I would like to speak about the 経団連 Sunrise Report.